Morning, y'all. We are heading to Iowa today to do some antiquing, but also we're going to a play at Iowa State University. So kind of combo trip. There's a couple good antique stores down there we want to hit. One's an architectural salvage that we'll show you soon, and then another one that says something about pickers know best or something along those lines. So yeah, we're finishing packing up the truck, and then we're gonna make the trip. It's 3.5 hours. We'll be down there a couple days, and we'll try to film every place we go. So yeah, just finishing packing the truck, and then we will head out soon.
Hi everyone.
Just made it to Iowa. We're gonna grab some lunch, and then do a few little tourist things. I think we're gonna hit a sculpture park and the art museum. I'm gonna check into our Airbnb, and then have some dinner reservations for this evening. We grabbed lunch first thing at this place called Manhattan Deli. I would give it 10 to 10. I got a hot sandwich that was only available on Thursdays, and I would 1,000,000% go back here the next time we're in Des Moines.
We had to pay for parking almost everywhere we went. They did accept credit cards though, so that was convenient.
We're at Sculpture Park. What's it called?
Something Sculpture Park.
Sculpture Park, downtown Des Moines. Just finished eating Manhattan Deli like a mile away. It was
Yeah, it was pretty good. They have delicious cookies, so make sure you get that if you're getting a combo. Don't go for the chips.
All right, talk soon.
The sculpture park was pretty cool. It took about 10 or 15 minutes for us to walk around it. They had a lot of sculptures, but my favorite was the alphabet man. I'm not sure exactly what this was called, but it was just a huge sculpture of all these metal letters put together.
After Sculpture Park, we paid for some more parking, and then we made our way over to dinner reservations at a little Italian restaurant called Centro, spelled Centro. And I promise we'll get to antiques soon, but I did want to shout a couple of these places out. I gave Manhattan Deli a 10 of 10 earlier, but Centro's up there too. Here's a couple shots of our meals. So the next morning we went to West End Architectural Salvage, and this is one of the coolest antique / architectural salvage places I've ever been. The staff were awesome. They clearly love their job, and along the way we learned that this store was part of a TV show several years back. Sandra and I went and looked it up when we got home. We didn't have the streaming service to watch the full episode, but we were able to catch some clips. And the cool thing is that we met the owner and the star of the show. He's the person that we haggled with on everything we bought.
worry, everyone. We're not going to a haunted house. There's actually a shop down here where they work on furniture, and there's a guy cleaning up some metal.
Where were you guys coming in from? We had a bunch more to clean up before.
Okay.
And
Yeah, small town in Kansas, about 40 minutes or so south of Kansas City.
what brought you to town?
Hi.
What brought you to town?
Well, it's actually our anniversary was last week, so we're staying for the anniversary. We have a minute to go, like eat and stuff, and we're shooting some quick barbecue too.
Super good.
Yeah, I don't know. We just.
Far enough and close enough.
This is Sandra completely obsessing over this tub. She came back to it and back to it. No matter what floor we were on, we were talking about the tub. This is her getting onto me for the angle I filmed at.
Shut up. See, isn't it so cute? I love this thing, and it was a rare size, and I did really want to take it home, and I talked him into it. This is the first time I had ever seen a metal wine barrel. If that's not what this is, leave a comment and let me know.
I've saw plenty of metal wine barrels in my life, but we call them kegs. So one of the workers, I can't remember how many years he said he had worked there, but he said that he got to meet Robbie Wolf at one point because I guess the Wolf brothers are friends with the owner of Weston Architectural Salvage. If you don't know who the Wolf brothers are, they're part of the show American Pickers on the History Channel. But anyway, that worker told us a couple stories about meeting Robbie Wolf, which was fun to hear.
I love this set of old lockers. They were kind of unique with these square, I guess they're actually rectangle, spots at the top. I have a set of 4 lockers out in my garage right now. We're using them to hold like some of our kids' sporting equipment, but they make really good decorations and extra storage if you're lacking that. Here you'll see me looking at some drive-in speakers. I thought these were absolutely awesome. This little section right here had a ton of stuff that would be amazing to decorate a theater room with. And if you could actually make those drive-in speakers work, how awesome would that be? There aren't very many drive-ins around anymore, and I think it's super sad. I remember going when I was a kid, and I know that we took our kids when they were younger, and we all had a blast.
We initially thought this was an electric chair, kind of creepy, kind of not cool, but we decided it was actually an ejection seat for an airplane. So it felt a lot better after that. Fun fact, I actually punched in on one of these. Well, I punched in on one of these from my dad. He was a auto mechanic, and he would let me come to work with him sometimes. So punched in on those a lot. I was telling Sandra the story. She acted interested, even though it probably wasn't that exciting.
There were a ton of old Crocs here. I really loved Crocs. I love to decorate with them. I've put them out on my front porch before and put ferns in them. They range from sizes of about 4 gallons to my largest one is 12 gallons. I think they had all the way up to like a 20 gallon or something like that here. My favorite one was one that I'll show you coming up here on the bottom shelf. It was super unique. The color, the shape of it. It had some print on it. I think it said Paddock Seed maybe, and it was made in Oberlin, Kansas, I believe. It just was really, really neat and really stood out. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, they had thousands of pieces of wood. I mean, stair treads, banister railings, table legs, old barn wood. even, I think one of their sayings actually is old wood is good wood. A lot of the workers had shirts on that said that, but I think we went clockwise for a minute, then counterclockwise, then back clockwise here. But kind of as this video goes on, I think we'll get some good shots of just how much wood they had, and it is a lot. So if you were looking for some old vintage antique wood to do a shiplap wall or gosh, any other projects, I think you could find a fair amount of it here. Just FYI, the wood section and pretty much all 4 floors of Weston Architectural Salvage, the majority of things are not marked. Well, there was one right there, but the majority of things are not marked. So if you're thinking, man, I would love to see some prices here and you guys didn't show them, the majority of time it's because they weren't marked. They kind of expect you to go and ask, hey, what are you asking for this? And then they'll throw out a price. And in our experience, they were always willing to haggle with you.
In this area, they had some old garden gates and fencing that would go around a garden. I thought that some of these pieces would look really cute being used as a trellis. They had these old, I think they're milk barn lights. I was told otherwise, but you guys tell me what you think they are. And I like these ceiling tiles. People use them as backsplashes, and even I've seen them with frames around them. I thought that was a cute idea. I did look through some of this, but not very much. I didn't want to get cut up by the tin.
So the last thing we looked at were kettles. And if you've watched any of our other videos, we are considering buying one of these to build a fire pit out of. We did not buy one at Weston Architectural Salvage, though. The one we liked the best had a crack in it, so we decided to pass. But after we finished looking at these kettles, we went ahead and headed up to the front. We did some haggling and ended up buying several things that we'll show you a little later on. We called it a day and we went ahead and went back to the Airbnb.
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to show you the Airbnb real quick. We are getting ready to leave today, so we should have done this a while back. This is the cute little tiny house that we are staying in. I just love the different textures that it has and colors. I like the natural wood color, the white and the black together. It's pretty modern these days. The Tacoma fits in the garage nicely, so we didn't have to worry about anything there. There was something that they had posted about, some reviews anyway, that someone had done saying that they couldn't fit their big size truck in the garage. We have a Tacoma, which is not full size, and it fit nicely. This is the inside of the Airbnb. Like I said, it's a tiny home, but it is pretty cute. It is freezing outside today, so I'm gonna shut that door. They have a little table and chair right as you walk in so that you can set your stuff down nicely, so I thought that was nice. Here is the kitchen. They do have a nice deep sink, dishwasher, and stove and oven microwave combo here. And some glasses in case you wanted to buy a bottle of wine at the winery that's local. Here is the bathroom. Just a shower curtain, not a bad shower. Pretty decent pressure. Some modern finishes. Here are the stairs. I thought this was cool. They had these old just pipes that they used as the railing. I thought the floors were really cool in here, just painted, I think potentially reclaimed wood that they found. And a Murphy bed. Don't mind it messily made, that's something we did because we are headed out, like I said. They do have a fireplace. Has a couple skylights that I thought were really neat. We could see the moon out this one as we laid in bed at night. Little loft area you can sit in the morning and have your coffee. It's a pretty big patio. It was kind of chilly in the evening, so and really windy, so we ended up not using this, but it's pretty nice. Overall, not a bad tiny home, Airbnb. We weren't here a whole lot, but we did think that it served its purpose, of course, and we did enjoy our time in Des Moines. So if you are interested, let us know and we can share the link with you all to this tiny home. That is it, and like I said, we are headed out. So we will see you all later.
That next morning, our last morning in Des Moines, we headed out from the Airbnb. I had to pull the tonneau cover off to make sure that clawfoot tub would fit. We headed back to Weston Architectural Salvage and they helped us load the tub up. So just FYI, it did get loaded face up. We pulled over right there in the parking lot. We flipped it on its top, ratchet strapped it in, just so we could drive safely. And it did make it back to Kansas safe.
So after getting my clawfoot tub all loaded up, we went over to the Pick or Nose. It's another large antique store in Des Moines.
Pro tip, look at all of these bulletin boards in every antique store you go to. You can find huge craft fairs, you can find estate sales and auctions and contacts that are buying and selling things.
We spent quite a long time in this aisle. There were tons and tons of these old photographs, and someone took the time to label almost every single one. I just thought it was really cool. There were sports teams, VFW groups, old military groups, just lots and lots and lots of these photos. There were also some cool maps in this area that we were looking at. We really kind of wanted to find one that was around the area that we live and maybe put it up in the Airbnb.
I thought this rope ladder was really neat, and I told Sandra when we passed it that it seemed like it could be like on the Goonies or some type of TV show. It kind of seemed nostalgic to me.
They had some really eclectic things here. This was a World War I pack saddle for $500. They also had a couple other pack saddles that were labeled camel saddles. I had no clue why they would have camel saddles around here, but we thought it was pretty cool. There it is. That's a so-called camel saddle. At least that's what the tag said. Lawn clippers for $25. Could you imagine actually clipping a lawn with these?
Always be on the lookout for these discounted booths. This one's 50% off. everything at an antique store has already been discovered. People have looked the prices up on eBay. They're trying to get top dollar most generally. Usually when they're 50% off or 25% off, the booth is closing. That's the best time to get a really good deal, especially if you're trying to buy and sell.
Here were some really cute berry baskets. We did actually purchase these to use probably at the farmer's market this year. Put some of our fresh produce in there. I thought it sounded like a good idea.
This booth was right up my alley. It had a ton of advertising like this Fisk tire sign. It had antique toys, some really cool signage in general, old books. What's the record player? Did you see the record player? What's it called?
No, that megaphone thing?
Yeah, this megaphone thing. I thought it was really cool, but this booth in general, we spent the longest here out of any booth at this entire antique store. Despite it being 10% off, it was definitely not picked over. I think there was just items on top of items on top of items. I mean, I bet we spent every bit of 15 minutes in this booth just kind of picking through it and looking through it. Here's some of the old toys I was talking about. I think this was a nesting doll, and then the Fisher-Price pull-along pelican was really cool too.
We were in this booth a really long time. I actually read a full chapter of this book while he was looking around. I'll spare you the details of the topic I was reading about, but let's just say that medical knowledge and technology has come a long way.
This was my favorite item in the entire antique store. I even put it in the cart. I was 1,000,000% gonna buy it. I was stewing on it a little bit, but I was committed. Sandra talked me out of it. Even though I let her talk me into buying that huge bathtub that I transported 300 miles, I couldn't buy this little sign for $29.
Wah, wah, wah. I guess you could drive 300 miles back and go pick it up.
I will say that I see an anvil at every single antique store I go to, and they range in price from a couple $100 all the way up to 900 plus. But if you pay attention, you'll do the same thing I do. You will see one every single time you go. Right.
Yeah.
There's no... $15. Everything in this booth real cheap. We went ahead and wrapped things up at Pick or Nose. We did end up buying a couple smalls, but nothing we had planned, just little items we had ran across. After Pick or Nose, we went ahead and headed back towards Kansas and navigated to a couple antique stores along the route.
Your destination is on the right.
Literally trying to get to an antique store in New Virginia. And this is the road that it told us to turn on. I guess there is a home up here. It does say it's on a farm, so I'm assuming they have grown corn a time or two. Look at that big old cornfield. There's another on this side. So yeah, we'll hopefully get to an actual antique store. We're not just pulling into someone's drive, super weird like, but we'll let you know how it goes. Hopefully we'll find something. Cute little ball. Lots of potholes. I mean, they could definitely think we're creeping on them. But I do think that little shed behind the house right there was on their little website area.
The destination is on your left. Burlap and Roses at Crooked Hedge Farm. Arrived.
Probably was an antique store, but I think if it was, it's literally just in their barn. This is the second place we've been to where we navigated to an antique store, and it was just someone's farm, and neither time do I think they were home. We knocked on the door of one, didn't get anyone to answer. We chose not to knock on that one. No specific reason, but
well,
it just...
there was a dog, and he did wag his tail and was friendly, but I was maybe a little scared he could bite us.
Yeah, so like I don't know. We'll see what happens, but we kind of screwed up because on the way home, all the places we wanted to stop are so far away that we'll either be getting there after they close or right before they close. So kind of poor planning on our part.
Yeah. So Headed back down this long driveway. These people probably think we're creepers if they're actually there.
All right, y'all, we got back super late from Iowa last night, recorded zero video, even really on the way home because all the antique stores that we tried to go to were closed. I think probably just a lot of poor planning there, but we did end up with some really cool stuff. Got this sign. I didn't get any video of the antique store we got this at. It was kind of a hole in the wall. Took 30 seconds to go through it, but yeah, it wasn't priced, so we had to kind of like make an offer. They had to call the owner. We left, came back. I did get video of Sandra kind of walking out with it.
Let me see it. Damn.
We got this cool cast iron tub at West End Architectural Salvage. There's an HGTV show, really cool guys there. Absolutely love that place. They cut us a really good deal on it. It's a little rough right now, but we're gonna do a video soon of completely refinishing it. I don't know if we'll do like a black or like a charcoal, but we'll paint it, probably paint the legs a different color, and then we'll refinish the porcelain on the inside. And then yeah, got a couple things over here too. Also got this at West End Architectural Salvage. It is, I think it was industrial shelving is what they told us it was. There were several together. We just bought one piece and we're gonna do a coffee table out of it. We'll do, oops, sorry buddy. We'll do a base, you know, like where you could put magazines or something like that. And then the top will of course be like where you put your drinks. So kind of 2 layers there. And then we also got these brackets that I think are probably, yeah, they go this way. I think they are probably for some type of a bench, like a workbench or something like that. We're gonna do a desk for my son out of them. I think we're gonna paint them black and then we'll build a base and figure out how to attach them the best. So 3 videos to come, one for the tub refinishing, one for the coffee table build, and then one for the desk build. If you made it this far, it means you watched our entire video. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate that. If you don't mind, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. It would mean the world to us.